Good morning. How y'all doing today? Alright, we got the depths and the blue car on the split. That is contemplation about what we consider to be possible. The blue car was my first synchronicity, the one that convinced me that synchronicities were real. So, its oracle card just stands to represent impossible things that we didn't know that we would believe in. And the depths is being lost in thought, emotional contemplation, like the hermit on steroids. We've got reckless action here. Maybe not reckless action, but rushed action. This guy was moving so quick to get wherever he was going and fight that battle that he forgot his horse. That's the only knight in the entire deck that didn't have a horse. And I don't know, with this two-handed sword there, I feel like it's kind of appropriate. You know, he might be a little, what's the right word there? He got where he was going. He was moving so fast. But the energy there is very like ready for battle, you know what I mean? The Emperor. And there's something about the thing above his head. There's a certain kind of clarity, a sharpness, the intellect that I think we need to be looking at here. The sun, though, optimism, hope, happiness. It seems like there's an emperor here, somebody in their masculine energy, justice, who may have taken rushed action in pursuit of happiness, in pursuit of justice, but they are finding things are working out in a way that they didn't understand or didn't contemplate. Their beliefs were challenged. With divine justice and karmic retribution, which side of the scales are we on, Spirit? The King of Wands is the Emperor here. Is this who I think it is? Yeah, it is. The twin flame is realizing that he needs to come into alignment with the bamboo grove and the Nephilim. What prompted this? He realizes now that he took rushed action. He made a hasty decision, and his perspective on what justice was is changing. You know, there was Eclipse. There was a good amount of time in the middle of the journey here where I thought that, you know, he had just like racked up so many misconceptions about me that like he thought that he was creating justice by wronging me. He thought that I was fucked up enough, Queen of Cups, that he had to put me in my place. I don't think he really understood my relationship dynamic. And I think what he heard me talking about with other people while he was in the room, because, you know, he'd come in and get a drink and I'd be talking to my coworkers, the Horned Owl, and I think he heard a lot of stories that I was telling. Five of Swords, but he didn't have the background information to understand why I did things the way that I did. He didn't understand how we got there. He didn't know my journey up to that point. And the preconceptions that he had were that I was just acting out of Queen of Wands energy and that I did not have my heart space open at all. He thought that he needed to humble me because I was in my ego. And while I think back then I was closer to a Nine of Wands energy as well, I hadn't done a lot of the introspection that I needed to do either. There was a good amount of things that I didn't want to see about myself. You know, I was only looking at half the puzzle. And I found a lot of the information that I needed to know in order to fix my own problems by looking at his side of the puzzle. King of Pentacles, and I'm doing that even now. Six of Wands on the split there. But even with these other masculines, the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, Ripple, Portal. Okay, I didn't cord cut all the masculines, okay? Spirit wanted me to say that. But I did cord cuttings for the King of Pentacles. And not the other masculines. The other masculines weren't tugging on me energetically. They weren't trying to negatively impact me, the Hierophant. And regardless of whether my perception was accurate or not, I knew that I needed to sever that cord in order to move forward here. Because when my twin flame and I went into separation, the King of Pentacles was the first person that I was like following and listening to and taking advice from. And if he was a karmic, then that means I spent that entire year connected to a karmic energy. The Lantern. But I don't think that I did wrong by going down that road. The Empress. I learned so much this last year. Is this the right message so far? Divine Feminine. Without this journey and the people that I stumbled across during it, I do not think I would have been able to balance out my feminine and masculine energies. I don't know that I would have been able to balance out my dark and my light energies. I don't know that I would have come into alignment without the karmic energies that were attached in this community, the eclipse. And what I've done recently by starting over with my account and unfollowing everybody that was not following me wasn't leaving the community. Because honestly, we all know at this point, if you go no hashtags, the people that are meant to find that message will. And the people that are meant to be on my feed and that are meant to be on my list of people that I follow, they will come back. I'm not abandoning the community. And I'm not in my ego. What I am doing is what Spirit wants me to. And that's expanding my horizons and doing what feels right in the moment and exploring my passions the way that I want to explore them and expressing myself and transmuting energy in the way that I want to. And I'm clearing out space for my 10 of Cups. No matter what that looks like. Whether it's with a person, whether it's by myself, whether it is making friends, whether it is just making content that I feel like making, because I promise you, half of my videos aren't for anybody else. They're because, oh, I like that audio clip. I want to fucking do that. You know what I mean? And every single karmic is somebody that we were guided to. Somebody that we were supposed to learn a lesson from and teach a lesson to, because we are both the student and the teacher. And the losses that we feel and are affected by, they're soul connections. And every soul connection matters and is protected. And they are not less valuable than anybody else. And this whole, like, should I say anything about that? No. I'm going to leave it alone. But diminishing a relationship because you are supposed to be learning karmic lessons, the very idea that we should be avoiding karmic relationships in the first place is, I think, wrong. The toroidal star. You do not want to cycle repeat with them. You do not want to go into an infinite loop of bullshit. 8 of Wands. But you're supposed to learn that lesson, not get destroyed by it. And that doesn't mean you can never have them around in your life again, Phoenix. The unplug and the replug is meant to eliminate deception and escape bonds that hold you back so that you can bring love in